So as some of you guys might know, I've been in the gym for over 13 years, and I appreciate some of you are new on your journey. I appreciate some of you have been in the fitness industry, in the gym, in exercise for longer than I have, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, whatever. But I want to share with you some of the most important lessons I've learned from someone who started in the early 20s to someone who's in the early 30s now, so over 10 years. And I started training when I was about 19, 21, but I only took it serious when I was about 23, 24. So I want to share with you guys the changes I've noticed in my body, the changes I've noticed in my appearance, what it's done to my confidence, what it's taken away from my confidence, and how the body changes and how the mind changes and how your training routine kind of has to change as you progress in your fitness journey. So I'm going to stick to bodybuilding because that's what I know and that's what I've done. Just gym, right? I've not really done CrossFit. I've not really done any other type of exercise apart from rugby, which is quite a physical sport, but let's stick to bodybuilding. For me anyways, in my 20s, my drive was different. My why was different. My intention was different. My motivation was different. My appetite and hunger to train was different. It's kind of all that I had going for me, so that gave me a lot of confidence that I had a lot of time to dedicate to it. If I had a shit session in the morning, I'll go back in the evening, I'll try again. Like, this was my thing. You know, I loved the image, I loved the look, I love how I wore clothes, I love how I fitted in clothes, I loved the confidence I got from it, especially someone who didn't have friends, someone who wasn't necessarily popular, someone who wasn't really noticed or seen or felt or wanted by girls or respected by men. I won't say respected, but no one really knew me until I started going to the gym and gaining these muscles, these little gains, and then guys are like, oh, can I train with you? Oh, you look good, do you mind, if you're my personal trainer? I'm like, I'm not qualified. They're like, sure, don't matter, I'll pay you just to look like you. And I was like, oh my God, wow, this felt amazing. So as you can imagine, someone who had no friends, got no female attention, all of a sudden people want to pay me for me to train them. How's that going to make me feel? I felt amazing. I felt like I was on top of the world. I felt noticed. I felt appreciated. And that went to my head to a certain degree, but I didn't let that be seen to the world. So a lot of my confidence came from how I looked, and that's not necessarily a good thing. But anyways, I'm going to talk you through the journey. So early 20s, started training, got in good shape, decent genetics, naturally. I think some people are just genetically more blessed for bodybuilding. Some people are more genetically blessed for long jump, for high jump, for javelin, for basketball, for sprinting, for whatever it is. But I had decent genetics for bodybuilding. And the more I trained, the more I ate, the bigger I got. My muscles tend to just blow up. My muscles just blew up. Like, not overnight, obviously. I'm not going to lie to you guys and tell you I was training for 3 months and I turned into a bodybuilder. No, it took me like 4 years of like training. I ate like shit, by the way. I've never measured my food. I've never weighed my food. But I did like the bro code, like the bro style of bodybuilding. Oats in the morning, eggs, carbs and protein for lunch, carbs and protein for dinner, protein shake during the day, creatine here, there, and everywhere as well. I followed the bro method. There was no like training plan or training split. Literally, me and my training partner go there, train as hard as we can, hour and a half, leave. If it's leg day, we're there for 2 hours. Lifting every single thing we could, as heavy as we can. We're squatting and shaking and going for PBs and slapping each other on the back, and just literally every single thing we went to the failure. We went to the max. Not every single day, not every single session, but for most of the sessions, we went as heavy as we could. Now, so when you're new to the gym and you're young and you're full of this drive and this testosterone and this hunger and this aggression, I call this the bulletproof years. I literally felt like I was bulletproof. I'll train as hard as I could today. I'll do leg squat, leg press, lunge, hamstring curl, leg extension, every single thing. Batter myself. Tomorrow I'm there doing chest, incline, Smith machine, dumbbells, cable flies, as heavy as I could, as many reps as I could, right? So once you're in your bulletproof years, to me, these are probably the sweetest years. You recover quicker, your sleep's better, your strength is up, it's through the roof. And I didn't have too much life stress going on. All I had to do was eat and go to my basic job, which was paying me minimum wage probably. I didn't really have a girlfriend. I was just, free and had time and dedication to the gym. I didn't really care about my finances. I didn't really care about how I looked. I didn't care about much else, just literally gains. Life was literally all about gains. And I made a lot of gains. I've lost most of it now. I'm a tiny baby now, but yeah. So in the bulletproof years, I really want you guys to take advantage of it. What do I mean by take advantage of it? Do everything. When I say do everything, I'm not telling you to do steroids. I've done a video about steroids, you could watch it. And you can also make your own decision. I'm not your dad, I'm not your uncle, I'm not your brother. I just don't want you to abuse something you're not familiar with or you don't need. In your bulletproof years, I want you to do everything. Try every training plan. I did every training plan I could. There was a guy called Jim Stepani. I think he did FST training, fast twitch muscles, whatever. I downloaded this program from muscle or bodybuilding.com. I tried this training for like 2 to 3 months. There was GVT training, which is German volume training, which is basically one weight, like 100 kilo, for example, you do 10 reps, 10 sets. So I tried GBT. I tried that sort of training method as well. I did drop sets, I did giant sets. I trained with so many different people and I picked up so many different training methodologies. I even created my own training plan. I had a 4-week split called the Zeus plan. I created my own training plan. Now, I could probably send it to you guys if you want. I might send it to 10 of you for free and then maybe I'll charge the remaining of you. But anyway, leave a comment down below if you're interested in the Zeus plan. But this was what blew me up when I was younger, because I trained with so many different people and I knew how to manipulate my body. I knew how to stimulate my body. So 1 week was the super heavy week. I literally drew every weight. Well, not every weight, obviously your warm-up sets first, but I did my heavy sets. So you don't even have to get the Zeus plan because I'm telling you it for free. So this week, heavy week, super heavy week, my max reps was 6 to 8 reps or 4 to 6 reps. I need to check the plan again. I've not used it for years. Maybe I need to go back to it. That's why I'm so skinny. But yeah, that was the heavy week. Another week was, I think I did 15 to 20 reps on everything. I think that works your slow twitch fibers or your fast twitch fibers. I don't remember. And then another week, everything was tempo. So tempo is like, if you're doing bench, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 rep, control and everything. Right, so when I was training in that method, my muscles were just getting stimulated in different ways, annihilated on the heavy week because you need heavy weight to build size. Then I'm doing these slow controlled tempo reps that's defining everything. Then I'm also doing these high reps that's giving me the striations. Do you kind of get it? So I was hitting, from my method anyways, from my thought process, I thought I was building the complete physique. It was strong, it was lean, it was shaped, it was defined, but it was also aesthetically pleasing to me. So as I said, in my 20s, my early 20s, 21 to like 26, 27, or maybe even 28, those are the bulletproof years. I just ate what I wanted. When I say ate what I wanted, I know my body. So you need to know your body. My body reacts to high carbs. My body reacts to low protein. My body reacts great to low fats. High carbs, I feel strong. I feel energetic. I feel pumped. I feel I could lift heavy. When I did high protein, I felt a bit lethargic, a bit slow. But anyways, you need to know your body. You need to know what foods work for you. And as I said, this is just for bodybuilding only because that's the sport I did. But I knew my body. I knew what my body reacted to. Heavy weights and high carbs. I blew up. I held size. I held my frame. My muscles were much bigger than what they are now. As I kind of got other priorities in life, I got a better paid job. I needed to pay attention more to my sleep. My time for the gym was timed. I couldn't be there for an hour and a half anymore. I need to wake up early and do a quick 45-minute session to come back and get ready for work. My body started to reduce a bit because my priorities changed. So with bodybuilding, I respect people who could juggle both, people who have kids and people who could wake up in the morning, go to the gym, drop their kids off at school, and then maybe do cardio in the evening. I never had to do cardio, but the point is, as your priorities change, that might reflect on your physique. I started traveling more, I started partying more. Gym became secondary. What was my sole joy in life kind of became secondary. Other things began to take my time and attention and focus, and then naturally my body reduced, as you'd expect. But over time as well, your body is going to break down. I'm not trying to manifest negativity into your life, but your body isn't metal. We're made of water, right? Certain movements are going to bend your body in ways they're not supposed to be bent. You're putting pressure on your spine when you squat heavy. Your spine is compressed. Yes, your legs are doing the work. Your knees are also doing a lot of work. Your knees are taking unnecessary pounding. I clicked something in my shoulder from benching, from doing a flat bench, a heavy bench. One of my heaviest bench. I'm not that strong on bench, by the way. It's only 140 kilo, but I remember something clicked in my shoulder and I didn't like it. I hurt my back I got sciatica on my lower back from doing the deadlift wrong. Like, certain movements could hurt your body. Flat bench, heavy flat bench is bad for your shoulders. It's bad for your rotator cuff. I've had so much physio on my shoulders. I've had so much treatment on my shoulders over the years because of the gym. Right? In your bulletproof years is when you actually cause the damage. In your bulletproof years, when you're just so strong and everything feels light and you're so aggressive and you can lift everything, that's when you're damaging your body. I never used to stretch. I never used to take mobility serious. I still don't, but I've had to now. So as I said, flat bench is going to mess up your shoulders. Squats are going to mess up your knees and your lower back eventually. Not light squats, heavy poundage, heavy squats. It's going to mess up your knees and your lower back. When I say mess up your knees and your lower back, it could potentially cause you cartilage issues, tissue issues. I don't know what the fucking term is, but it could cause some damage in your knees. Highly likely. Over time, it's not you're going to do one set and then your knees are going to go. Over time, you're going to start feeling clicks in your knees and slow pain in your knees. It's probably from the squats. Deadlifts are not the greatest for your lower back if you're not doing it properly. I never had the best form with deadlifts. I never did it properly, and I got sciatica from it. You know, what else is bad for you in the gym? Overhead presses, perhaps as well, for your shoulders and for your lower back. I'm not telling you guys not to train. I just want you to be aware of the damage you might be causing long term. You might not see any of the effects now. Again, if someone was telling me this when I was 24, I'd be like, shut up, you're just weak and you're a bitch and you're fragile, because I didn't get injured. Until now, I'm 32 and I was like, oh God, my shoulder, oh, my back. I'm going for physio for my knees. I'm going for physio for my lower back. I'm going for physio for my shoulders. Do you know what I mean? I'm still training. I'm still doing my best. I'm still doing what I can. But if I could give any advice to my younger self, it would be to just prioritize mobility a little bit more. One thing that's amazing from your knees, I learned this from Knees Over Toes guy, is backwards walking. If you're on a treadmill or you've got a sled in your gym, walk backwards. Apparently the reverse movement of your joints actually helps it for some reason. I don't know, it works for me anyways. But backwards walking is amazing for your knees. For your shoulders, those rotator cuff, oh, it not even hurts doing that. Just get like a bit of a weight and do that before you do any pressing. Do research, man. I'm not here to teach you everything. Do research on mobility, do research on stretching, do research on, yeah, just do research on a lot of things. But you need to stretch, bro. You need to move these muscles. Like, you're putting 50 kilos aside. That's not normal. Yes, you've got the strength for it, but your body isn't necessarily designed to carry so much weight and to take so much poundage over and over and over again. Certain things are wearing away. You're not going to see the results now. It might take you 10 years, 20 years before you see it. I hate to say this, but look at Ronnie Coleman. Legendary bodybuilder. King of bodybuilding. Absolute pioneer. Absolute freak. Huge monster machine in his prime. Look at him now. With all due respect to him, I will never disrespect him. I will never speak anything wrong about him. He was an inspiration. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight, baby. We're doing this for the future. We're not trying to damage ourselves and be in a wheelchair when we're 70. I don't want to do that to myself anyways. So I don't squat heavy anymore. I don't shoulder press too heavy anymore. Yes, I don't have the same size and I'm smaller and I hate it, and it makes me feel insecure and a little bit sad, especially when I look at those pictures. But I want to be walking at 70. When I have kids, I want to chase my kids. I don't want to be on crutches. I don't want to be one of those guys, oh yeah, when I was your age, but when I did this wrong, my spine's twisted. I don't want to be one of those guys, and I don't want you to be one of those guys. So really think about the future, guys. Like, really think. It's good for your ego to squat as heavy as you can. I think my PB was 190 to 100 kilo squat, nothing serious. I probably was about 80 something kilo, 84, and I was squatting 200. My PB on bench was 140. But where's that got me, bro? Where has that got me? One thing you don't realize as well is with muscle's not loyal. Muscle's not a loyal investment. So you could train and get into amazing shape, train for 6 months, 7 months, 7 years, 8 years, 10 years, 4 years, however long. Take 3 months off training and see how your body looks. There was a time I did something to my shoulder. I think I was on a hack squat machine. I was trying to come up and I was struggling to get it up, so I shrugged, and I remember I just heard, you know, like when you take chewing gum and you split it apart, that noise, I just heard that from my shoulder. I was like, oh shit, I don't know what that is, but something's wrong. But I was rushing to go do my job, and I was driving a manual car that day. So I finished the gym, my shoulder was sore a bit. I couldn't change gears when I was in the car. I just realized my arm was like, I couldn't move it. That shoulder, this is about 8 years ago, till today, that shoulder's never been the same. But it's the price we pay for this bodybuilding thing. It's the price we pay to look sexy. There's other ways of looking sexy. You could do tennis, you could do jiu-jitsu, you could do basketball, you could do athletics, you could do cycling, you could do so many other sports. I'm not saying they don't come with their own risks and with their own injuries and with their own problems, but I don't know what I'm trying to say. But just be aware, man. I see a lot of these younger guys, 19, 20, deadlifting, their backs twisted, coming up, and I'm like, because that was me when I was their age as well. Bench, squatting, I'm shaking as well. And I remember the older guys used to be like, oh bro, reduce the rate, go for more reps, let the muscle. I was like, shut up, man. You wish you could do it. I didn't say that to them, but in the back of my head I was just like, there's no evidence. Like, I'm fine now. Now I'm 32 and I'm back pain when I got out of bed. You know, now I have to do a bit more yoga, a bit more stretching, a bit of Pilates, fine. Because a lot of these things are reversible. That's the beautiful thing about the human body. A lot of these things are reversible. But I just want you guys to think long term. As I said, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, go on YouTube, or you're on YouTube, type in training videos of Ronnie Coleman. look at how he looked. Obviously, it wasn't a lot of other stuff. It wasn't natural, which is fine. But he was the epitome of strength. He's a bodybuilder who's strong. A lot of bodybuilders aren't strong. We've got powerlifters and we've got bodybuilders. He could look at how much he's squatting, look at how much he's benching. Big guy. And today, unfortunately, he is not that, with all due respect to him. I think he's in a wheelchair. I don't know what the things have happened in his life, so I can't speak. I don't know if it's been a car crash. I can't speak. I can't speak. And I will always respect people I don't know. I can only say what I know. So I don't know enough. I'm just a fan watching from the sidelines. But I don't want to be that guy who's in amazing shape in his 20s, 30s, and then he hits his 50s, 60s and is in a wheelchair or because of the... I don't know. I just don't want that to be us, you know. So yeah, if you're interested in the Zeus plan, which was my training plan when I was in my best shape, and I'm going to go back on it. And if you're also interested in the nutrition plan I have, it's not rocket science, guys. I'm going to give it to the first 20 people who want it. But the concept is you have to eat real food. Don't prioritize protein. Eddie Abu says all of this stuff, so I'm not going to try and repeat what is already out there, but try and eat real food. What does that mean? Eat real food. Not microwave meals, not real food. Rice, pasta, potatoes, fish, eggs, avocados, oils, nuts. Real food. No matter your journey, if you're on fat loss, if you're on weight loss, if you're on muscle building, if you're on whatever, you need real food. We're humans. We're not built for eating packet foods or eating powders only. So I've got a list of different fats, different bits of protein, different bits of carbohydrates. You could Google it and find it anyways, but if you want to use the one I used before, let me know. Just leave a comment down below and say, yep, I'd like a copy of your Zeus plan and the training plan and the meal examples, and I'll send it all to you. But yeah, catch you on the next video. I wish I was still hench.